Meaning it's gonna be a point in time, not now, where Aaliyah is going to be a trending topic within this week. I know that for a fact, because there's no way that all of these correspondences are going to happen. And if I did not study Vedic astrology, I would not even get to this point. Would have never even got to this point. I would have never, when I read about the nakshatra and it talks about Aditi, and Aditi is represented of Akasha and Vak, and Vak is mystic speech, and Akasha is all space, but Akasha is also Akasha from the Queen of the Damned. Okay, and Queen of the Damned is played by Aaliyah. Okay, you see, there's no way with like, and then it's like, I don't even know what Akasha represents. I don't even know what Vak understands, but I do know, I do understand the impact of Aaliyah.
You are now listening to the sounds of a God in the flesh. My lineage is ancient. I come from beyond any place you could imagine. In your imagination, mommy was my spaceship. It took her 9 months to get me here. I finally made it. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. My star got 6 points, so I burn brighter than any pentagram on Hollywood sidewalk. I'm much too hot, you cannot cool me off. Not a sun, don't chill, Allah. Check the rhyme that I spill on y'all. It's the best by far. Initiate of the sacred brotherhood of elite rappers. I'm a master builder, grand verbalizer, young old timer. The tippy top shot original Dandada is written in the stars. Look me up there.
But if we took everything back to its basis, essence, we're dealing with Akasha. Okay. The Akashic records or the Akashic library is referring to an etheric compendium of all knowledge and history that resides within our DNA. This basically is DNA, the Akashic records. Now, Vak, a lot of people don't understand Vak and Akasha are twins or synonymous with each other. They go together. Is a goddess of personified or a personified form of speech. She inspires poets, visionaries, and gives expression to energy to those she loves. She is the stated wife of vision, the mother of emotions, and the friend of musicians. Okay? So that's Vak, the goddess or the personification of speech. So this gets me into why I'm featuring Aaliyah in this conversation. 1 for Akasha and 2 for Vak, because Akasha and Vak are the twins from Aditi. But Aditi, Akasha, and Vak are one. Hope that makes sense. Akasha is the space, and Vak is the word. And what do they say in the Bible about the word? In the beginning was the word. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. Let's do this again. In the beginning was the Vak, and the Vak was with Akasha, and the Akasha was Vak, or some form or fashion to that. But we're talking about space and words. Like the world operates off of it. What we say and how much our words hold power. And then you talk about somebody like Aaliyah, who, let's deal with this real quick. So you don't think it's I'm going off the deep ends. But Mystic, you're losing me, brother. You're going so far off the deep end. How y'all feeling? How is y'all feeling? So, just want to show something. Aaliyah Dana Houghton was an American singer born in Brooklyn, Kings County, and raised in Detroit, where my wife from. She first gained recognition at the age of 10, which is the number of God, when she appeared on the television show Star Search. Who else was on this show? It's a lot of people, but this is just... Oh, man. So Beyonce was on Star Search as well, meaning that they really searching for the particular stars. They really searching for the particular energy, not because they sing so great and their vibes are so strong, or even that they so pretty. Is much deeper. That's what we got to really talk about when we understand the symbolism. Like, either you gonna understand the symbolism and what they're trying to say, or it's gonna go over your head. But then when you keep getting your head bust, you keep feeling a certain type of way about shit, and you don't know how to connect to other energy other than your own selfish understand mythology and the spirituality. So The Queen of the Dam. The Queen of the Dam is a 1988 horror novel by American writer Anne Rice. This movie deals with the origins of vampires themselves. Akasha in The Queen of the Dam had a husband named Enkill. Enkill and Akasha were rulers of Kemet, now Egypt, around 4000 BC. So long story short, there were these twins. So we connect Akasha to Maharet and Makari, were the twin sisters who eventually become Akasha when Akasha is dead. And you also see this in Captain Marvel. When Marvel is murdered, then what the Vedas and the quantum physics present. And if you understand Vedic astrology and you understand the quantum physics, then you can watch anything and break it down, because they're not telling a different story. They're not telling a different story, and we could talk about it. But the Marvel Cinematic Universe is basically Vedic science 101, okay? All of those superhero characters are the gods and goddesses, the asuras, and the divas. That's it. That's it. So, I don't know. I just watched Captain Marvel last night. Can y'all tell? But anyways, so these twins, Maharet and Makari, are somewhat connected to Akasha somehow, some way. Right? And I'm talking about the book. I'm not talking about the story, because in the movie, none of this is detailed. But in the book, the central theme to the story is about twins. Okay? Read the book. It's about Maharet and Makari, because at the end of the Queen of Damned, Maharet is the one who absorbs the power. One side of the twins. Because Maharet and Makari represent one. They represent the human. I hope y'all hearing me, bro. Like, I really, 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 really hope y'all hearing me. And maybe when I get finished, if you got a question, write it down. Because maybe them questions can help me explain it to you and other people. Like, how does this connect to now? Well, January 16th, they're re-releasing all of Aaliyah's music. Meaning it's going to be a point in time, not now, where Aaliyah is going to be a trending topic within this week. I know that for a fact, because there's no way that all of these correspondences are going to happen. And if I did not study Vedic astrology, I would not even get to this point. Would have never even got to this point. I would have never, when I read about the nakshatra and it talks about Aditi, and Aditi is represented of Akasha and Vak, and Vak is mystic speech, and Akasha is all space, but Akasha is also Akasha from the Queen of the Damned. Okay, And Queen of the Damned is played by Aaliyah. Okay, you see, there's no way with like, and then it's like I don't even know what Akasha represents. I don't even know what Vok understands, but I do know, I do understand the impact of Aaliyah. Star Search at 10, record deal by 13, international superstar by 15, movies, just everything. And it was like whatever she wanted. And it was an energy that everybody could feel. More than her being a hot R&B artist and one of the best R&B artists and going too soon, she was a living God, a living deity. And the science of deities, there is no one person. We are all a collective. When they killed Akasha, they killed all of us. And I'm like, what? Because from there, they was able to execute 9/11 17 days later. You want to talk about trauma? You want to talk about pain? See, this is a trauma and a pain that goes beyond arguments with your baby daddy. Don't nobody care about that shit. Don't nobody care that your daddy left you. Don't nobody care nothing about your personal struggle. That's not real trauma. The real trauma is when they attack and kill the gods. Okay? When they kill the gods, they kill you too. Okay? So in August of 2001, the Queen of the Damned was cast by Aaliyah Dana Hart. And I'm going to prove that Aaliyah is a god in the flesh just by her name alone. Okay? But let's get to that. In the title role, Akasha, the film decided to focus on Lestat as the primary character, and the backstory of Akasha and the stories of Maharet and Makari, which were twins, were omitted, despite these being virtually central to the plot of the novel. Aaliyah had all but finished her role when she passed away in a plane crash in the Bahamas. Interesting enough, the perceived, they thought that she died in a plane crash, Captain Marvel, but she didn't. She got absorbed into a secret society called the Kree, Kree. My name is Kyrie, so I just be asking why. Why? Kree, and just why, like why, right? But anyways, we gonna move forward. Aaliyah. So Aaliyah is really Ali, Yah. Okay, Ali, Yah. Okay, Yah means God, the Most High. Ali means the Most High. Dana, and this is across the whole entire country. I mean, the whole entire planet. Ali is like Muhammad Ali type deal. Ali, Yah, you know. So Aaliyah, Arabic, American, African, Hebrew. How would it be How could it be all four of those things in origin? So in Irish mythology, Danu, in modern Irish, Dana, so Danu, Dana, is hypothetical mother goddess of Tuatha De Danann, the people of the goddess Danu. Now these are Dana. You represent an archetype of that fairy godmother, and these fairies are usually found at the mounds. Tuatha De Danann literally means mound. I think these means like the people of the mound, but let's just see. A tribe of gods. Hold on, we gonna get into this, but real quick. The Tuatha De Danann were led underground into the Sidhe Mounds by such, or whatever. So the Sidhe Mounds are the actual place where these entities reside. So these are unseen entities. These entities can't be seen with the naked eye, but you go to these mounds and you interface with these entities, whether you in America or whether you in England, Scotland, Africa, Asia, South America, the Bahamas, anywhere you go where you see earthen burial mounds, these are the energies that reside over it. And Aaliyah being, probably the king of that actual energy. The Tuatha Danann are the it ain't that complicated. You want to complicate it based upon your Christian upbringing, but past that, it get really, really simple. The tribe of the gods. Okay, that's what we are. If you are a child of a deity, if you do represent the Vedas, if you understand this unified field of consciousness and how to manifest any and all things based upon the utilization of space and ether. Now, space and ether and utilization of quantum physics and doing all of this stuff is possible, but you too worried about your personal bullshit to get to that level. Period. You too riled up in legal fictions to even deal with the truth of your internal dialogue and your processes. Because what's going on with you personally is primary. You know what I'm saying? You could give a shit about anybody else, but we all are a collective unison of one. You want to stun on us and shine on us instead of connecting and collecting with us. It's a little different. Want to be the boss or the leader. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians, so forth and so on. Akasha is the sacred Sanskrit or sacred word meaning ether in its elemental and metaphysical sense. So in the reality, we live in a world surrounded by ether, but in a sense of manifesting and learning how to deal with the metaphysical, our primary energy is that of ether. How are we going to paint if we don't have a canvas? A deity is the force that is responsible for creation and death on the external plane of infinitude, the Akasha. So life and death in the process of reincarnation is going through a deity and Akasha. I'm just trying to bring it on home and make sense of it, of why I'm even talking about this shit today and why I'm going so long and so why I'm just talking about it, because I'm trying to explain the time, place, setting, energy, so you're not confused. You turn up the Aaliyah and you vibe the fuck out, period. You don't do nothing. I've been listening to 1 in a Million. I've been listening to Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. I've been listening to I Care For You. I've been listening to the Anastasia soundtrack, trying to take my ass home. You feel me? Home. That shit, it give you chills. Listen to Aaliyah sing Home live, I think at the Grammys or some shit. Game changer, okay? Aaliyah is a game changer. The energy is a game changer. And more so beyond Aaliyah. You know how like in Captain Marvel, where they was like, what the hell is your name, Verse? Like, who the fuck is Verse? Like, who the hell is Verse? Your name is... What was her name? Carol. Carol, what the hell you talking about? Your name ain't Carol, your name Vert. Like, so basically, it ain't necessarily Aaliyah, it ain't necessarily Akasha, but it's Aditi, the mother of all gods. Okay? They wouldn't have cast her in the role of Akasha if she wasn't Akasha. They could have did you could see Angela Bassett being Akasha. You could see who else could you see? The girl from How to Do Murder and Get Away with It. I don't know what the name of that show is, but y'all know what I'm talking about. She could be Akasha. She was in a movie with Denzel. Viola Davis. Yeah, she could be Akasha. It could be so many different actresses rather, that could be Akasha. So in order to play and be Akasha, you had to literally be Akasha. Okay? Because in the movie, she got killed. In real life, she got killed. Almost synonymous. And she sung on the soundtrack to Anastasia. And there's a character named Rasputin that dies the same way as Akasha. So Aaliyah sung on that soundtrack, had the lead single, then was the main actress for Akasha. So Akasha, Rasputin, the plane crash, Bahamas, all of this stuff. It's like stranger than fiction when you do your research. And then, like, man, trust me, I could go way more deeper than I'm going. I could talk way more longer than I'm talking. But I hope this is not boring. And I hope this is interesting. And I hope this is like new information. And I hope it confuses the hell out of you. I hope you confused as hell. Because I would hate to give you a false sense of security and some shit that's not even secure. This requires work, research, and connecting the dots. And I can't be the only goddamn person that connect the dots. We got to connect these dots together. So, to start afresh, after having once broken off to start a new life, to come back from a distant land, all these are signified by Panarva. The children of Aditi are basically and essentially are different from the children of Diti, who are demons. So I'm gonna do that sentence again because I read like a third grader. The gods, the children of Aditi, the children of Akasha, the children of Vak are basically and essentially different from the children of Diti, who are demons. So why are they different? What makes them different? The demons never had a taste of divine nectar, melatonin, serotonin, testosterone, imbalance working for you. You getting the sex you want, you feel the way that you want to feel, you sleep the way you want to sleep, you are in your circadian rhythm, your manifestations is in alignment, you love your family, you love your life, because you love yourself, right? Your hormonal balance. It's people on this earth, no matter how much money they get, no matter how hard they work, no matter how much they try. You never heard of about to go get this surgery, get my pineal gland, get my pineal gland processing right. Gotta get, you be getting them glands removed. I hear about people getting their thyroid gland removed. But you never hear about it. It always calcifies or dies out, or let us remove your prostate gland. You don't need that shit, nigga. Drink all this fluoride, nigga. You don't need that pineal gland. What you trying to do? Channel your ancestors, nigga? Drink this fluoride. Okay? Because the children of deity, they never had a taste of divine nectar and therefore missed the knowledge of the fundamentals of creation and mystery. So if you're not leaving this conversation confused and trying to create something or trying to learn the mysteries of your hormonal balance, you just know everything. Nah, see, I hear what you're saying about the hormones. You've been saying it a lot, Hood Mystic. It's making a lot of sense. But for real, I just need this money. For real, I just need to take this trip to Cuba so I can be on my resort and not really travel and see the city or the continent. Just sit on my resort, look at the ocean. Take some pictures for the gram, of course. I have to stunt on these niggas. I have to stunt on these niggas, right? They were engrossed with or deeply immersed in the enjoyment of the externals and materialistic aspect of the universe. The reality is, y'all sitting next to making love to, y'all just love the children of DT. Them external ass people. They present a world of such fantastic, we're going to do this, we're going to be this, and we're going to get this. And then it's like, well, what are we going to do to balance our internals? Like, man, sometimes you just got to rub on your girl's butt. You know what I'm saying? Not like, sometimes you got to not want to have sex with your girl. Save that energy. Sometimes, like, sometimes I'll go a whole week and not have sex. But then when I get intimate, it's not like I'm not touching or not embracing or not having intimate relationships with my wife. It's more so that I like the way that I feel once my I'ma just say, like, once my what's the word, testosterone get built up. I don't be releasing. I just be kind of chilling, doing research, and then it's like, yeah, it's been a couple days, right? Like a few days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because my hormone, like, so women, if like, how do you feel? Like, sometimes, like, being with women, it's like, okay, some women feel as though sex is a passive act. But if you ever got your woman like turned up, you know what I'm saying? Like charged up, and she just want to give it. And then it's not always like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about you, it's about her. And it's not about him. It's about, you know what I'm saying? It's about the partner or the individual's energy that they bring in towards sex. And the real thing is when y'all both are able to bring that hormonal balance to the sexual relationship. Why are you talking about sex, Hood Mystic? I'm talking about the lovers. So here we got Kill and Akasha, the first vampires. Okay. And I'm gonna finish this up. Been talking to y'all for a while. Really appreciate y'all time, energy. And once I get through with this, I'm gonna check the chat out, see if there's any questions. Hope y'all was able to hear me clearly. Hope I was lucid enough to make sense. You know, nothing's perfect when you go live, and I expect that, but you know, I just try to make sure that I'm able to be heard and understood. And if I'm not understood, if I'm not heard, I trust that y'all tell me, Hood Mystic, what the fuck is you talking about, nigga? You sound crazy. I need that type of energy, because I don't want to ever be a type of person that's like, you know, not able to explain the shit that I'm talking about. So to finish up, the card of the week is the Lovers. The Lovers is ruled by Gemini. The Lovers is a card that represents multiple levels. Love exists on multiple levels. There's Philos, Agape, and some other stuff. But within the element of love, within the element of the Lovers card, you can all find yourself. It's not always about a relationship, but it definitely is. It's never about living in a vacuum and just kind of be like, I don't need people. I like to be alone. I don't need anybody. No, you need to learn how to get over yourself and learn how to contribute to a relationship, because a relationship is not a passive act. The best relationships is when both or all three or all four or all 4,000 of us are giving to this shit. I ain't trying to be in no group where somebody is sitting and waiting for the results of me. Like, I can sit back and be like, all right, what did you bring into the table? What is you saying? Because that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be receptive. You got to give. You got to understand. Oh, I've been giving. What have I gotten from giving? Not a damn thing. All right. This ain't a loving situation. This is slavery. I'm moving on. We can all find ourselves relating on how we find ourselves within this Akasha lunar eclipse. So where are you in the scale of love? At the first level of this lunar eclipse, we're dealing with choice. Who do you want to be with, and why do you want to be with them? You know, but this is a part about honesty. I want to be with this person because I'm benefited by them. Well, that's not a real reason to be with somebody. That's not a real reason to be with somebody. It's not a real reason to be with somebody. It's an easy way to be with somebody because I'm benefited with them. And then when they stop benefiting with me, I got to rewrite and regroup and do all types of crazy shit with my life because this person is not benefiting me. Because you based it on a person benefiting you. It's not really love in the space of the Lovers card. And so if you waiting for an ideal situation, why don't you create it? Why don't you create it? I've been listening to a lot of Hindu. I'm getting that accent a little better. It's over. I think I might just scrap this channel Just be from India. Just talk like this. I need to work on it, but I'm gonna get there. At the second level, it is representing the inner life as opposed to what you do. So I'm an actor, I'm a comedian, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this, I'm a that. But that don't got shit to do with your hormonal balance. That don't got shit to do with your internal kundalini, raising up, spiritual awakening, spiritual awareness. That got everything to do with your mind control, your ability to not keep control of yourself, your ADHD, your mental problems, your inability to establish or maintain or keep long-term relationships that are fulfilling, because it's not what you do. Nobody gives a shit about your college degree, how much money you got. It all amounts to, how do you make a person feel? What can you contribute to that person's life to, provide value? And if you all up into what you got and what you do, 10 times out of 10, you're not providing that person no value other than the illusion of what they think you might give them by being with them. But when it get down to the reality, ain't shit there. Because it ain't what you do, it's your inner life, it's your hormonal balance. I keep saying that shit, huh? Yeah, you do. Need to come up with a different word. Okay, I'll work on it for the next video. If there are forms of expression you are suppressing, then what do you do to suppress it is more harmful than if you would let it out. So the drug usage, the partying, the masturbation, right? The porn, right? I don't need a man, but I watch porn. I don't need a girl, but I watch porn. Like, what? You suppressing the fact, but we gonna leave that alone. At the third level, it is representing the connection between self and God. So the lovers is loving your soul. Like the man and woman is not an actual man and woman on the lover's card. It's actually the individual and the soul, which ties into the Gemini theme. We all Geminis, okay? We all are Geminis. And if you a twin, you a quadruplet. And you a triplet, then you a sextuplet. You know what I'm saying? Because every person is two people. But if I can't talk to you about your shadow, then I ain't gonna talk to you. Cause you gonna come at me like your shadow don't exist, but then I'ma just kind of watch you kind of trip and fall and stumble and trip and fall and stumble. And be like, what's going on, bruh? Nothing, I'm just out here being perfect. And these niggas is trying to stop me. They trying to stop you, bruh. Yeah, they holding me back. Okay. I see your shadow though, punching you in the back of your neck. Putting you in a goddamn sleeper hole, and you talking about the enemy, but I'm seeing your shadow. Oh, he just DDT'd you. Shit. That wasn't nobody, bro. That was yourself. What? Like, man. So 2020, right? People present themselves to you as having their shit together. Run. Because 2020, if people not dealing with their psychology, they not dealing with their shadow. We've been talking about this shit for 2017, 2018, the dark night of the soul, and all of this shit we've been building upon, right? Building upon it, getting it out of our system. Because now, that's what everybody gonna be doing. Oh, it's a war. It's a whole world war out here. What is we gonna do? Nah, nigga, what is you gonna do? At the fourth level, it represents brotherhood and sisterhood, uniting with souls at a cause level, not just a primal and sexual level. Really happy that we haven't took it to that level, YouTube. We haven't took it to that level. We united at a cause level. We don't get into the sexual, bectual. Brotherhood. Let's give you some screen love.